Good afternoon. Welcome again to the National Federation of the Blind, Flint, Genesee chapter. And we are here again. And today we are here with yours truly, Leo Napier, aka Father Time. And this ain't no time like Father Time. We're going to do our time right now at the Genesee District Library. And I got my sidekick with me, Felicia B. I like that Felicia B. Felicia Bradford. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Or is that Felicia? Blink them eyes, Bradford. And also a special guest today is Jason Bias. He's what's your title here?
I'm a senior librarian at the Genesee District Library. I'm responsible for the Talking Book Center and the Homebound Service.
Well, I don't think a lot of people know exactly what the Genesee District Library is. Can you kind of give us a little background?
Sure. The Genesee District Library is a 19-branch system of Genesee County. We serve everybody outside the city of Flint, but we also serve patrons inside the city of Flint. We are the third largest system in Michigan, and we help a lot of people every day. And we do a lot of online programming, in-person programming. We have books and magazines and DVDs and music, lots of stuff.
Okay, when you said online,
yep.
Like what type of programs do you have here?
So some of the virtual programs are
for our older listeners. You said virtual. What is virtual?
So a lot of our online, where you can watch it on YouTube or our channel. We have interviews with people. There will be certain things that are, there's an upcoming African American genealogy thing that's going to be online. And so people can watch that virtually. And then we still have in-person programming, especially in the summertime with like animals and birds. And I'm thinking of the children's stuff. Wow. And like magicians and stuff like that. So there's lots of cool stuff.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, so there you have a lot of activities for the people and that can actually come up here and get involved in. Absolutely.
And then what's cool too is if you are at home or you can't make it in person that day, that's what's good about the virtual programs is you can watch it online at your convenience or live. So
that's pretty neat. So and like here we're live now, but 20 minutes from now you might want to start it from the beginning. So as you say, we watch it virtual.
Yep.
Is that what we're talking about?
Exactly.
So is there a difference between I'm just trying to get some little things established. Is there a difference between what you offer and what the Flint Public Library offers?
So the Flint Public, their like legal service area is the city of Flint. We essentially offer a lot of the same things, just differently. I'm trying to think of something different or similar, but I think we probably have a lot of similar things. Because
I guess whenever I've heard about the Genesee District Library, I've always thought about aids for the visually impaired, handicapped people, people with motor function difficulties, and that's whenever I hear about. So, do you somewhat specialize in that area?
Yeah, and I guess the biggest difference between us is the two library systems are the Genesee District Library is responsible for the National Library Service, Talking Books, and we do the Homebound Service for the whole county, which includes the city of Flint. So those are sort of the biggest differences. They still have things that they do, but we are Genesee District is responsible for National Library Service stuff.
Now, you said National Library. What is that? We hear these terms a lot of times, but a lot of times people hear, but they really don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Yep. And because even when I started doing this stuff, I would get all these names, NLS and National Library Service, and all these different things. So yeah, lots of confusing words and abbreviations and stuff like that. But the National Library Service, it's National Library Service for the blind and print disabled, and it's really cool. It's a national program for any U.S. citizen, and you have to fit some eligibility requirements with your vision or a physical impairment that prevents you from reading print. like regular print books, or a visual impairment that prevents you from reading regular print books. And so the national program is good for any American citizen. I'm responsible for it for Genesee County, but there's all of Michigan and all of the U.S. And it's great because it's a federally funded program through the Library of Congress, and anybody can be part of it as long as they fit the eligibility requirements.
So most of that's as long as you can come within that legally blind or low vision.
Yes.
And like with peripheral vision, was it anything under 20% for your peripheral vision? That's anything that's around you that you can't see out the sides.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody under 200.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's without I can't get it out without corrective lenses.
Correct. Yeah.
So, are you eligible if you have corrective lenses and still meet the legally blind limit?
Yeah, you're still eligible. They're trying to make it as easy as possible for people with, vision impairments and physical disabilities to be able to use it. So, yeah.
This is another resource that a lot of people don't know about. So, I think this program is going to be really good to get some information out. You were talking about the talking books, and you have something really interesting sitting on the table.
Yeah.
What is that?
So we call this the machine, and there's two machines. There's a standard machine, and then there's an advanced machine that has a few more buttons that does a few more things. But what's awesome about this is this plays audiobooks, and it's part of the free program, and it's wonderful because everything, we can put a ton of books on one cartridge. This one doesn't, but I put about 30 books on a cartridge sometimes, and which I think is amazing. And then the machine, it plays audiobooks. You can also subscribe to magazines. It has a battery life of about 29 hours. You can change the volume to really loud. You can speed it up a little bit. You can slow it down a little bit. You can change the tone of the person speaking, and it does a lot of wonderful things. And
what's so neat about that is, I've had experience with that.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time when a visually impaired person or low vision or a blind person, they get a new machine. The first thing you have to do is get somebody that can see operate it. So you sit there going, I can't wait till my spouse or child or whoever gets home.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, all you have to do is push a button that starts to tell you how to use it. Plus it has raised letters and stuff on it, so it tells you in order for you to find out where fast forward, play, or anything like that. So it's really neat, and once you get it, you're able to use it. How are you able to get books for this?
There's a couple different ways, but the most popular way, when you sign up for the program, we create a profile for you, and then the profile will have books that you like and authors that you like. So we can just send you things from those authors and those subjects, and you just tell us what you like, and then they automatically come to you. Yes. You can also contact one of us and say, hey, I'm looking for the new James Patterson book. Do you have it? And I look it up, and I put it on hold for you, and you get it in your next cartridge.
So you actually download books into the cartridge?
Yes. I don't necessarily do it here. Sometimes I do, but most of these come from Lansing, and they do it overnight. They fill them up for you and send it off in the morning when they receive a cartridge back.
Now, see, I didn't know anything about that. I thought they were preloaded, and those were just the books that you had an option for. But
can I expound on that?
I'm going to get to you.
Yes, sir. Come on with it.
I'm going to get to you.
Okay, well, come on, because I'm excited.
I can tell you why.
Okay.
I was going to say, boy. What I was going to say is I think a lot of people think because you only have a certain amount of books that you're limited to. But if there's a book that you might see on the shelf and you want to get, so that you can actually call in and request that, and if you can find it,
exactly,
you can do it, or you can order from Lansing. That's pretty neat. This is what I was trying to segue into you. Since we know you're a student, you're really doing great, and she's one of the role models for the blind. She really is. What she's doing right now, the things that she's accomplished. She's an ex-police officer. And
Yeah.
she was the first black woman to be one of the mounted police officers. I think you were the only one, correct?
Yes.
That's awesome.
So she's done a lot of things in her life. I think she's in the process of working with some new material for the blind. She's got a book coming out to help with Braille.
Mhm.
And so you're excited.
Yes, I am.
What are you excited about?
About getting my book out for
Like,
one.
okay,
Yes.
all right.
Because it would be very helpful to our young people.
Okay.
And I have there's a place in my heart for young people. But getting back to this, okay, I have one at home. And what I like about it is that I'm a mother of 10 children. So cooking, cleaning, I still do all of those things, okay? But I can still listen. Like Terry McMillan is one of my favorite authors.
Mhm.
And I was listening to How Stella Got Her Groove Back while I was washing dishes, cooking, cleaning. And you can put headphones on if you want to tune the children out.
Right. Okay.
You can put your headphones on and listen to your stories.
That's what's nice is it's portable.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a long battery life. You can plug it in and leave it plugged in if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And but if not, you can just walk around with the machine.
Right.
And the other cool thing too is there's also a program called Bard that goes on a tablet or smartphone, and it's essentially the same machine only on your phone. And you can download books onto your phone and or your tablet, and you listen to it then. And then you can use your Bluetooth headphones and all sorts of good stuff.
Mhm.
So is that something that you sign up at the library too?
Yep. Once you're eligible, or once you're put into the system, we can sign you up for Bard and get you on there.
That's
and
Bard. Could you spell that?
BARD, and the
BARD.
app is called Bard Mobile, and it's in the App Store and Google Play. And so,
What's your website?
our website here at the GDL is thegdl.org. So thegdl.org.
So if they go to your website, they can get all this information and find out where the apps and stuff are.
Yep. Under services, there's it takes you to the Talking Book Center, and it has the info there. Yep.
So you have some more visual aid equipment here too, don't you?
Yes, we have a CCTV reader, and that's like a sort of
Digital magnifier.
yeah, it's like a digital. It is a digital magnifier,
Yes.
and it's really neat. It looks like a weird TV, but it magnifies the book or the paper that you want to read, and it can change the background colors and stuff like that to make it whichever visual style is best for you to work for your vision. So, yeah.
Like if you haven't been able to read your mail, you can put it under the CCTV and it will magnify it to where you can see your mail again. And that was big for me.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
Like I said, I think a lot of times because, especially it seemed like people that's visually impaired or low vision or blind, we have a hard time getting a lot of information. We really do. I don't know if it's because it's because of the way the system works or because of the people that's around us. A lot of times we're protective, but there's a lot of information and a lot of resources that's out there, and this is one of the ways that you can find. This library opens up another world for blind people. This is where you can start to get the knowledge that you need. You got people like Jason over here that you can call and talk to. He can get you the right equipment. He can specialize what you need. You can talk with him, let him know what type of visual aids that you need. They have a lot of them here. Even their monitors that they use here, you can large print on them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so you can set things up the way that you need it. I don't know if they can't take any of the equipment home for a period of time, can they?
No, right now we don't have that option, but it is something that I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, but if you have some spare time or just some time where you're not doing anything, come on down to the Genesee District Library. Ask for him, but I know there's a whole lot of people that's willing to help,
Mm-hmm.
and that would like to help.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, this is just another tool that you can dig into your bag and help out. Have you used the Genesee District Library for your help in school?
Yes, I am a member, and one thing that I can say about the Genesee District Library is they make you very, very comfortable here. So when you come out of your home to come out, they make it very comfortable no matter what kind of disability you have. You know, they can provide a lot to assist so that you can do the things that you need to do. Me being a student is not easy when you can't see, but they do have things here to provide to help you with that. So it's just a matter of coming out of your comfort zone and going out and exploring.
You know, that's another thing too, is something that she said, coming out your comfort zone. Because when you once you leave the confines of your house, it's a frightening world not to be able to see, and to be able to come into a place that makes you comfortable, makes you feel secure, and while you're there, you can enjoy yourself. That makes a big difference for any type of disability.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, this is my first time really being up here, and since I've been here, I wanted to take a nap. I was so comfortable, but really, it's truly, you know, it's when you walk in the door and the people meet you and they're set behind the desk, they speak to you and they ask what you need, and I believe from that point on, you're ready to go. All you got to do is tell them what you want, and they'll lead you to it. What other type of material, anything that you might hear that might be able to help with the visually impaired or blind, or just somebody that has any type of handicap?
Well, we do lots of different things. One of the other things I'm responsible for is the homebound service. So if a person is temporarily or permanently confined to their home, I can mail books to them, large print, regular print, all sorts of stuff, or all sorts of subjects and books and stuff like that. And so that's pretty nice for people who, you know, broke their leg or just aren't as mobile as they used to be, and they can head out and we can send out books for them and get them set up.
How long can you keep your books, or the cassettes, or?
So the checkout period for the cassette from the NLS is 6 months, I think. So quite a long time.
Yeah.
And the way they have it set up now is you're sort of allotted 3 cartridges, and when you return one, another one comes. But as you get them, you might end up with 3 cartridges in your house. But as soon as you finish it, you send it back, and you'll get a new one. And just as easy as they can. And that's the other thing too, is just like everything goes to the mail, so they try to keep it as simple as possible and as convenient as possible for people.
But there's up to 30 books on each one of those cartridges.
Yeah, you can specify how many you want, and depending on how big the book is, this cartridge earlier today had 30 Cat Who books on it. If you had a bunch of books that are like 40 hours long, I couldn't fit 30 books on there, but it can fit lots of 8-hour books, like 30 books on it if they're, you know, around 8 hours, and that's a lot.
That's 90 books though. That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
A lot of reading. It really is.
Yeah,
and I guess another one, and I'm going to ask this because I know a lot of people. Can you get the Bible on those?
Absolutely. Yeah. And then there's a few charities that will send you a free copy of it on the cartridge, and you can get it that way, so you can have one, and then also, yeah, I could just make one or have one sent to you. And
now you said a free?
Yep, free.
Did you hear that? That's free.
We like to hear free, right?
that's free.
Yep.
You don't have to turn it in 6 months, right?
Exactly. Okay. And that's what's cool about all this stuff. Like it's free. If for some reason the machine is damaged, send it back and we'll replace it and get you a new one. A lot of times the battery kind of goes out after a few years, and you know, just send it back, send you a new one, and all that kind of stuff. They just want to be as convenient and as kind as possible, just to make things easy for people. Yeah,
this is it. Genesee District Library. And you're located where?
This branch is on Pasadena, 40195 West Pasadena. But we have 19 branches throughout the county. They're everywhere. Montrose, Clio, Mount Morris, Linden, Fenton, Grand Blanc, all over. And Swartz Creek, Davison, trying to think of all the corners.
Wow.
But there's 19 of them. So,
you know, see, that's something else. I've only known, the only reason I do about this is because of the Federation of the Blind. Mm-hmm. But I had no idea that there was that many around here.
Yeah.
And this is not federally funded, neither is it. Is it more like
nope, we get money through the state. But most of it is Genesee County residents paying for the library.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Different organizations actually give to the library, don't they? To keep you guys going.
Yeah, we do a lot of grant work, but most of it is
Donations.
Yeah,
State.
that sort of thing. Yeah, state funding, and even that, like a lot of it, we come up with our own money.
Well, then I always like to thank people that's helping. So I would like to personally thank those who is helping the Genesee District Library, because they are doing quite a lot of work for free.
Yeah,
And that's what's so nice about this. So, like I said, this is another resource that you have for blind people, disabled people. Get the website and give it to you again. What's that website?
THEGDL.org. TheGDL.org.
And your name again?
My name is Jason, and I'm here up at headquarters.
Let me ask you something. Talking about the Flint chapter. We got
National
some-
Federation of the Blind Flint chapter.
I like the way you say it again.
The National Federation of the
Blink your
Blind
eyes.
Flint Genesee chapter.
We've got some things coming up. Would you like to kind of
Well,
let the people
yes,
know?
we do. And getting back to the National Federation of the Blind Flint chapter, we all throughout this year have a lot of events coming up, and we would like anyone who's interested in either joining our chapter or being a part of what we're doing, is mainly to provide for the community of low visually impaired and legally blind. And even those who are disabled, we have some people that are legally blind, but they also have issues with hearing. So we try to provide for, others too that also fit into that realm. Just to give you an idea of some of the things that are coming up, our goal is to reach out to our young people. So we're raising funds right now to provide different events for our young people. For example, go-kart driving, along with the sighted children. We're trying to put that together. We also have a gala coming up, a big banquet that's very, very formal. We're working on a date for that right now to raise funds more for the family, because we want to bring the entire family in on this whole program, so that we all can get a clear understanding of how we manage every day as blind people. You know what I'm saying? So that, and we have our annual picnic that's coming up in July. And so throughout the year, we're going to have a lot of events coming, and we're going to bring them to you as they come. And feel free to contact us. I can give you our phone number for one, and that's the way to get started if you want to be a member. Area code 810-241-6124. That's Sheila Fulmore, who's our president. That's her phone number, and my phone number, Felicia Bradford, I'm the secretary, is 810-955-0168. 810-955-0168. Feel free to give us a call.
Now, when's the next meeting?
Next meeting is in February, third Thursday in February. Now, I don't know what that date is, so you have to.
Well, and the thing about it is, because of the weather and things, we're doing Zoom meetings now. So if you get in contact with any one of those numbers, we will give us your email or text us, and then we'll send you back a link for the Zoom meeting so you can get involved on it. You don't even have to get out the house. You can sit back and snuggle
Listen
up.
to our meetings.
They're
very interesting.
Yeah, it is, and it is. We like to have fun, but we really get down to business. It's no longer than an hour, and this is one good thing about it. Each one of our meetings, we try to bring something new to it, and each time we go there, we try to give you something that you can take home with you and think about it. It helps. I've been with this organization for a couple of years, but this past year, I believe that we have grown more and helped more people in the last few years, because of COVID and for other reasons. But we have really grown. We've had over 30 members or something like this.
Well, just this month, we added 5 new members.
And it's not just in Flint.
It's
throughout
Genesee County.
Genesee County.
Yes.
And if you're out of the county, I'm going to say that again. If you're out of the county, you can also join.
Sure can.
And you only have to come, I believe, as one live meeting.
Yeah, and usually we have conference call and Zooms for those who live in other cities that may want to be a part of our chapter. So they don't have to physically be there, but they can still participate in the meetings.
Yeah.
And I have to bring up something else too as
Go
well.
right ahead.
We are going to Washington,
I'm
D.C.,
gonna ask you about
myself
that. Yes.
and President Sheila Fullmore, and I believe we have another board member that's going. But our main reason for going to these conventions are because we want to know what our rights are. Under the ADA, American Disabilities Act, it's important for us to know what our rights are as disabled people. And so to go to Washington, we're going to be able to talk to different people that's within the Senate on the legislation involving us. So we're going to bring that information back to Flint so that everybody's informed on what's going on, what is new in the law as far as those who are legally blind or visually impaired. The law changes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important for us to keep, in contact with our legislation. Dan Kildee, for example, we'll be able to meet with him, talk to him, find out what's going on with us and what other things that we can get involved in and what other resources that may be out there for us. So that's an important one. And we have the major National Federation of the Blind National Convention, which is in July 1st through the 6th in Houston, Texas. So we'll be bringing that kind of information back to you as well.
I'm going to show you how important that is. It was just within the last decade or so. It's a little bit longer than that. That blind people could not get on an airplane with a cane. And also, even with the Ubers.
Uber?
Uber. Is that it?
Is it transportation?
Yeah, Uber.
Uber. With the B.
Uber. They had to fight in order to get the CNI dog inside the car. So that just shows you how important this trip is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Jason, is there anything else that you might have to say about the Genesee District Library?
Just a couple things. When you leave your house and you're getting out of your comfort zone to come to the library, a common trait with librarians is to welcome people and make them comfortable and hope that they enjoy the library. So when you get here, everybody will be happy to see you because we want you to enjoy the library. This is an amazing, NLS is an amazing program. There's, we can get multiple or different languages. We're part of a treaty that now opened up to like 90 other countries. So there's lots of books available from other countries, not just what we own or in the US. And it's all free. There is no charge. And it's just amazing. And not just this, but once you're part of it, there's a bunch of other things you can join. So you can join the National Library Service and get Newsline, and then there's magazines. There's even a music department. You don't really, it's not to listen to music, but you can learn how to play and all sorts of things like that. So if you play an instrument, there's music like that available. So it's just really amazing. They do a lot of stuff. And so it's not just a couple of novels here and there or something like that. It's just a lot of amazing things that they do.
Yeah.
Right. One thing I really like about that is when you open up a book, you're in that book.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in a world all by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And all the resources that you hear, you can go anywhere. You can stay in Flint or go across the world and still be in your living room enjoying yourself.
Exactly.
Well, I'd like to thank you again for allowing us to be here, and I hope that you learned something from this. Ms. Bradford, would you like to say something before we leave?
Thank you for listening.
All right.
And you'll hear from us again, okay?
And this is, remember, that's the National Federation for the Blind, the Flint, Genesee County chapter. Hopefully will they be able to run some things underneath so they can get some information when they go on YouTube?
Yes.
Well, all you got to do is just look at the bottom or wherever they might have it at, and they give you the phone numbers. They'll let you know the location of the Genesee District Library. They give you his number here, and whatever you need, all you got to do is look it up. Genesee District Library. Dial them 7 numbers. Call it off on your smartphone, whatever you need. And again, we just like to thank you for the National Federation for the Blind, the Flint, Genesee County chapter. This is Leo, aka Father Time. Ain't no time like library time. And thank you again. And we'll see you later.